Now, let us get into the first plot, which is the time plot. It can also be called as a run chart. Earlier, we have seen this graph of the website hit. That is, I launched a website and people landed into my website, and sometimes you have, say, 100 people who is visiting, sometimes 130 people who are visiting, sometimes 80 people who are visiting. Now my question here is, just prima facie looking at this data, do you think whether it is stable or unstable? Some people call it stable, some people call unstable. Now this is where we need some sort of rules. Okay, now in the number of website hits, first we should know how to plot it. This is simple. In horizontal axis, we will plot the time order, and in the vertical axis, we will plot the numerical or count. Okay, in this case is the number of hits. So this is a simple plotting. This is something all of us can do. Okay. So the points are connected by a line to aid the visual interpretation. And so remember that there is an x-axis where the time order is there, and there is a y-axis where the frequency or the number of count, numerical value of the count is there, and then it is plotted in the time order and connected by lines. Okay. Now, just after plotting, we need to identify patterns of variation in the process, and we need to monitor the process performance. You can imagine any data, if it is your health data, if your vitals data, if you're an ECG, anything. Okay. First, identify the patterns of variation in the process and keep monitoring the process performance, and then evaluate progress after process changes or improvements. Now, if the process is actually not within a particular band, if you feel it is not with respect to what we want, then you make the process changes and try to evaluate after. So before, what was the pattern? After. So this is, we are talking only about results. Okay. This monitoring is through the result, but then only when you change the process, you can see whatever changes, whether it has created in the result or not. Example, you are now gaining weight. Now the process is you're going to do exercise, yoga, etc., etc. You're going to follow a diet, and then you see the result, which is the weight again. And over a period of time, before you change the process, after you change the process, you see your weight and evaluate whether it has helped or not helped.